Yo, what is up folks, MTG here with Temur Adventures, taking me a little while to get to. I put out like a 4-color adventure deck just a little bit before we had Wilds of Eldraine, but the key piece that we picked up, and the reason we're only playing 3 colors now, is that we have Beluna Grandsquall. So we have a big adventure shell. You'll notice that we're playing largely older adventure cards, and less of the new ones. But Beluna is a house. Temur colors, green, blue, red for a 4/4 with trample. Permanent spells you cast that have an adventure cost gets 1 less to cast, so there's a nice cost reduction there. But it also, importantly, has the Seek Thrills ability. 2 green, blue, red, instant, mill 7 cards, then put all cards that have an adventure from among the mill cards into your hand. And this plays the kind of like open the wilds, the big card advantage role in the deck that you would normally get from Hey. We're not doing card things here like as before, we're not doing Omnath things, we're in Temur, which means you get a bit more of a consistent mana base, and we still have a bunch of nice adventures that we can trigger, find, and cast. Using this, which is super awesome, as well as just being, hey, it's got that Savage Knuckleblade, like 3 mana, 4/4. It also has Trample, again, can beat down, kind of style effects. And so we're using this, and then the other thing, because we're not, again, using Karn, we're not using Omnath to generate like advantage, we have a couple of copies of Day of Wishes. Only 2, because it's an expensive effect. We can, firstly, reuse it, of course. We can also kind of dig through it, we've got some other tools for that, but get some nice things from our sideboard, which we'll kind of go through a little bit later on. The deck in itself, starting off at 1 and kind of to accelerate us towards our, a lot of the things that we're looking to do are either like 3 mana or like we're going to have a bunch of mana that we can use. One of the things this deck does is it doesn't struggle with things to do. Normally it's struggling for mana the other way around. We have some ways to generate mana, but the elves kind of accelerate at the start. We're only playing 5, they're like not great top decks later in the game, but it just means you'll have some extra early acceleration and be able to make some powerful plays earlier. At 2 then we have of course Lucky Clover, doubling all our adventure spells. We have a couple ways to dig for it, with 2 copies of Invasion of Ixalan, which doubles again as like another threat we can find, and you can also like dig for Beluna, dig for Fable, dig for an answer with the Bunkish Giants and the Brazen Borrowers, and yeah, pretty important role here. 2 copies then of Day of Wishes, being like again that kind of card, that engine card where we can go get something. We have things like Chandra, Embercleave, Banefire, some interesting finishes and answers with like Damping Sphere, Cyclonic Rift, and Tormod's Crypt. And then the real powerful expenditures get started at 3. So we've got 3 copies of Brazen Borrower here. Previously in the 4-color build I was playing Leyline Binding, that was one of the advantages there. Brazen Borrower, hey, especially when you've got Clover to double it and ways to find it, is a versatile answer for things and helps you out with things like Greasefang and other like kind of cheeky early combo decks. Crusher is obviously incredible. Stomp will help you a ton versus aggro, again, especially you go double it. And then we also have Fable here, just being a massive card advantage engine. Obviously we're putting a lot of like mana into play. We've got like the Mystics early, we've got Beanstalk Giant that we're going to be copying hopefully. And so being able to loot away extra lands or like other cards that aren't relevant in that particular matchup is pretty handy. And then kind of along with the Brazen Borrowers, the Bunkish Giants, we have Lovestruck Beasts. Is a huge wall versus aggro, that 5/5 body, even if the 1/1 doesn't live, but then also beats down the other way and be able to go wide with these tokens once you have like Lucky Clover in play and make a pile of 1/1s is super nice. And then lastly, Beluna itself beats down, card advantage engine, and makes everything else cheaper on the adventure creature half. And then at 7 we have Beanstalk Giant. We don't have a way to give this trample on the main deck, but we do have Embercleave out of the sideboard for a bit of a cheeky wombo combo kill. So it's a little clunky. And the main thing here, we're going to be copying Fertile Footsteps, getting a bunch of basics. I think we're playing 7 total, 3 forests, 2 mountains, 2 islands. And hey, gets you a ton of mana, and then later on it's just a huge creature. The mana base then, and we'll get into this sweet sideboard where we're trying to do Fey Witcher stuff. We have 1 Catch at a time. It's like our 1 kind of tricolor land. I kind of would play more, but we're looking to play a lot of basics here. 2 Breeding Pool, 3 Sanctum, 3 Gorge, 3 Stomping Ground, 1 singular Stormcarved Coast. Those 3 forests, 2 mountains, 2 islands I mentioned, and then some utility lands. We have 1 Beseiju, which is just too good not to play if you're playing green. Sekenzin, some tokens. Ottawara here as well. We do actually even have a legendary creature in the deck with Beluna now, so these also can be reduced. And then 1 man land in Halt the Storm Giants, a bit of insurance versus control, and a nice mana sink for later on in the game. So, talked about Fey of Wishes, which again, you can do some clunky stuff where you go digging for the Fey of Wishes to then go get something else. You can copy it, obviously, with Lucky Clover. But the sideboard, and we will be playing some best of 3 ranked today. So we have, among things that you can get, and then later all board in, we have 1 copy of Somewhat Scripts. 4 mana, you can just go get this put into play versus Greasefang, other graveyard decks like Dredge, and just be like, oh cool, super solid. So we have 1 graveyard piece here with the Somewhat Script. We then have Cyclonic Rift versus things like enigmatic fires, or your Orion decks that want to like build like a huge board of permanents, we just make them pick them all up. Pretty great, pretty great. Damping Sphere versus Lotus Field, especially the blue-white control Lotus Field deck, which is quite popular in Explorer at the moment. And then a number of things for us to kind of like find and get advantage of. So Vivian is one of my most played sideboard cards, I feel like, but one copy of that here. Makes 3/3s and then lets you cast creatures off the top of your library. You then have a Chandra, which is one of the most powerful things we can get, really. Chandra is what we're kind of aiming for here. So whenever you cast it into the sorcery, copy it. So that's more copies for adventure spells. We have +2, add 2 mana in a combination of colours. +1, exile top of cards to your library. To end the turn, you cast into sorcery spell from among those exiled cards, which admittedly don't have any like actual hard instant sorceries, but the ability to copy the adventures and then the ability to both make mana and the -X, which is X damage each up to 2 targets, that's any target as well, as extra removal, is just really, really solid. But the main thing is being able to double all your spells, including the amazing Seek Thrills here, to get tons and tons of advantage and cards. Then we have an Embercleave, fairly self-explanatory. This is for when you want to kill your opponent. And similarly with the Banefire is versus control decks, it can't be countered if X is 5 or more. Damage straight to face, nice. I don't think there are any redirects that are popular in the format, but there are some cards that like copy the spell, so hey. Narset's Reversal, but you're probably not worried about that, really. And then we're doing some tech stuff. We have 4 copies of Elusive Otter here, which is basically an alternate sideboard plan versus combo decks. One of the things we're doing here, while we have some pieces like the Tormund's Crypt and the Damping Sphere that we can go and tutor for to be disruptive versus combo, we're actually not putting a clock on them very quickly, and that's where Elusive Otter comes in as being like an early creature that you can come and beat down with. Then you can also, hey, it'll power up your other creatures. So if you have another creature in play when you draw it, you'll put a bunch of counters on a Fae of Wishes or an Elvish Mystic and just be able to, it lets you put a clock on versus your opponent if they're playing combo stuff or decks where you basically want to finish them off and not give them enough time. As well as, of course, being an evasive attacker, which is nice. And then 2 copies of Rending Volley. It's cards you can actually bring in versus Greasefangs. So we're bringing in the Rending Volleys. Tormund's Crypt tends to stay in the sideboard for you to go and get with Fae of Wishes. And then 2 copies of Mystical Dispute, kind of similar role versus blue decks, whether that be Spirits, Control, or whatever. So, let's hop into some best of 3 ranked matches. If you're not ready, please do subscribe to the channel, and also, if you enjoyed the video, like it. Thank you. I'd appreciate it. It's free, helps me, etc, etc. Alright, get into some ranked matches. Alright, first match of Temur Adventures. See how it goes. We are on the play. Have all our colours. Nothing like super spicy early. We'll keep this. We've got some interaction pieces with the Bonefish Giant and the Brazen Borer leading into the Fable, so super happy with this. Lead off with the Triumph. Basic Island Go. What could that mean? I'm gonna end. You can see a Spirit, maybe? It could be Rogues. Maybe what? I would. Given the consider, I feel like maybe Rogues. There's also like a blue-white build floating around plays more cantrips that I'm been looking at playing some of. I'm not gonna fire off the Bone Crusher here. Alright, having Beluna kind of in the back pocket is pretty nice. I'm gonna try and make a Fable. Or we could play like Flash Game and try and slam Brazen Borer in a turn. Because if they don't have, because they've only got blue mana here, like, unlikely they're gonna. I like the idea of going Brazen Borer, untap, and then one of these 3 drops. Either we slam Beluna or Fable. That way we don't let them use their mana for free. And now, oh, they are playing black. Okay, sure. It's like blue-black, maybe control. Could still be Rogues. I'm gonna try and flash in the Brazen Borer here. And if they pass the counter spell, we just gotta untap, slam a Fable onto the table. What are we thinking? They don't know exactly what we're doing either at this point. Well, which is kind of the advantage. We're a little bit more rogue than most things. But hey, still not sure what this is yet. The blue-black control deck's pretty popular on... Okay, Sensor. Sensor? Like we can just Fable up here. I was gonna say, if they have a Spell Pierce, I will get down in. It sounds like you've got multiple sensors. I'm just gonna shock this so that we can go ahead and Heart's Desire now. Alright. At the minute, we don't necessarily have one. Yeah, there you go. I was to say it. My guess would have been there a Sensor Cycles. It looks like blue-black control. Again, really popular, well, fairly popular on Magic Online, but not really popular on Arena. Would that be like lack of certain tools that haven't been printed on here? Dig through time. There's bits and pieces. We'll see. Spamming Narset. Oh. Decline to Narset. So next. They're keeping this on 5. I don't want them to teeter off of this. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and shock it now. I might need to reset client after this. From 4 lands. You want to make them use a sweep web sweep they had. If it's something like language though, a 1/1 it has to be. I think I'll play this out. If they sweep now, we get to keep the Fable back half of it. So they're kind of incentivized to play their sweeper the next turn. We'll see. It'd be like Shadow's Verdict. But hey. It's been a while since I did a blue-black control video as well, so if you want to see that kind of stuff, let me know. Comments. Ooh, this Lucky Clover is pretty big. Means you got to keep the treasure. We'll go to combat, see if they have an interrupter here. Oh. Sorry, attacks. Hopefully make a treasure token. Hopefully for 3. Yeah. Okay, let's go eat something. Again, isn't necessarily the end of the world. I'm gonna take 6. I'm gonna play Clover but leave the treasure in play. You can still attack through this. The 1/1 is obviously very vulnerable, but we'll see what happens. Being able to untap and then like copy seek through. We'll see. It wouldn't be a bad time to hit a ramp spell either. We're a little behind on mana now. Second Clover. They're playing Gaia Reach Sanitarium plus Narset, which is a pretty neat combo. You can kind of basically make your opponent discard a card here. Lock them out of their draw step eventually. The reason I'm doing this is so I can try and copy the Bone Crusher Giant instead of copying the Love Strip Beast. If I copy the Love Strip Beast and they kill the 1/1, which is very likely, Love Strip Beast can't attack. This way they have to use the removal somewhere else. Being a little bit tricksy with it. They're gonna let us attack either way. Do they actually have? I wonder if they're playing like True Blue Black Control. No, there's no way they're playing like Torrential Gearhulk. You wouldn't be playing that and chart token, I think. You play one or the other. Commit's an interesting one. Okay. We're in a kind of similar position. Their life total's under pressure. They kind of start to answer our board. Love Strip Beast is here. Got the card as we draw. Stomp. I'm gonna try and cast Clover. And this starts getting pretty problematic for them. So they can do a similar thing with bits of memory. So actually, maybe they are playing Gearhulk because you can flash back the memory bit off of this. Okay, Sabotage here is interesting. Means they've got mana for another counter spell. I'm gonna go ahead and try and double stomp on the shard token. Oh, this noise is terrible. Okay. Now I'm part of the problem. Negate is fine. Just churning through their resources. They might have to flashback memory at some point. We still have the opportunity here to maybe end step activate Reflection on Bone Crusher, which is interesting. Because then we can untap, do it again. There are 9s. I think we do this. They can activate the this thing now. Don't think they're gonna have a way to. They can activate the storm thing here. Double block. I think we want to take it easy still. Just attack with the copies? Yeah. This is the reason kind of why we didn't attack with the Bone Crusher. I'm going to eat 1 and take 4 out of 5. We then... In fact, let's just play out a Beluna. I want to illustrate beast by... This is done. So again, either I'm going to prevent a lethal attack, they're going to have the Storm Giants, obviously the 3/3 can block. And really let's draw land. Kind of. They know he's still got the Fae. Excuse me. They're at the point where they can nearly go. The idea here is that they have a Narset in play to stop drawing, and then they make us both like shuffle draw 6, except they get to keep the cards and we do not. I like the land. I don't necessarily think we want the Fae Wishes. Is that Chandra and Carable? I actually can't remember. Why for me? I think I discard this and try and resolve Seek Thrills for 1 billion. Yeah, they'll just keep it up. Alright, nice. Let's get a game. Oh, this is best of 1. Well, okay, this will go at the front and then we'll play a couple of best of 3 games, hopefully. Alright, second match here with Adventures. Sorry. We will go ahead and keep this. So, 1 elf. We've got Clover. And a Beanstalk. Giant, not the enchantment. Lol. Oh, Hogak, okay. And they're demolitioning straight away. This might be trouble. We have an option here. We can go Beanstalk now and then make 2 Clovers next turn. I think the best option is to do this now. Looking at the lands they sent. So the lands can play untapped, importantly. So if we draw like Bone Crusher Giant, we can go Beanstalk Giant, even if we don't draw a land, into Stomp. 2 copies. Which is pretty nice, pretty nice. Or, if they've got a particularly slow hand, we can go Beanstalk, Beanstalk. Beanstalk into Clover. Or Beanstalk into Invasion to try and find a removal. Okay, got Epicure. And they have a Knight Errant, okay. Oh, Revealing Recruiter as well is rough. We did hit a land. Means we can go Beanstalk. Let's find one of them needs to be a red source. And then one of them should be sure, we'll get Beluna. We got a blocker. So I'm gonna make Recruiter. We're gonna take one block that. Oh, because everything else getting tastefully played into play this turn as well is the thing. Okay. And if they're doing this, okay, I think we can take this. This is a bit risky. It just means they're going to set up for a larger recruiter turn next time. We're going to see Loxodon here. Okay, Loxodon pass isn't too bad. Let's go green-blue invasion. Alright, yeah, resolves. Nice. Thank you. We absolutely want to find the Brunch Giant. We have to shoot some things down. We have to shoot 3 things. We're at 15, so we still need to be a bit careful because these 4/4s are big. They're still kind of in the tank here. Let's shoot P3. This will block later. I don't think what blocks we'll need to make. Or we could shoot down one of the 4/4s and a. I think one of the 4s and a 2 might be better. Yeah, let's try that. They're gonna loot away a Loxodon. That does leave them with some stuff. We can threaten this attack, but if they block the 1/1, we don't get the 4/4 or anything else. 2, 3, 5, 6. 10. Right, we need 2 blockers no matter what. Here. Okay. Sure. We're gonna have to go try and find a way to look for some more spells as well. Raven Inspector. Okay, I'm gonna go Recruiter here. Block this, and we want to block a 3. Any 3. Block the Recruiter itself. Go to 3. So you can cast this for a bunch, but I think we're just dead. You can flip this, and then have 1, 2. To give up this. Play the game. If we shot down to, we would have had to trade off Beluna, which I think would have been fine. We still take similar-ish damage if we yeah, obviously. 4, 2, die. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think the plan we shoot down 3 creatures instead of 2. Maybe just better. We just need to clear up as much as possible. In terms of what we're bringing in here, very minor sideboard. We're going to bring in these rending volleys. Not really much we've also got going on. Like Bane players, like extra removal. We could consider bringing this in. I don't think it's generally worth it. I like clutching at straws here. But the Fair Wish is while they do block better than some things. I think I want to trim a Beanstalk Giant, and I think I'm probably going to trim a Beluna because it's a little clunky with multiples. Maybe I was pretty happy, or maybe even Brazen Bar because the creatures are all pretty cheap. Or reset. And keeping 1 for interaction is probably good. Actually, no, I like this setup. Also, again, they can end up with some random flying attackers that can just kind of finish us off. And yeah, Fair Wishes blocks really well. And then picking stuff up isn't that great, but is important if you're having some early interaction. And does, hey, pick up tokens and stuff. The 2 for 1 is still good in my books. So, game number 2. Play. And we'll keep. The problem with Rending Volley is that it kills the 4/4, so it kills Loxodon, kills, excuse me, Knight Errant. Obviously, if they just have like a handful of red cards, in a rough spot. Oh yeah, forget. The Forged double sideboard attack will get you as well. Go ahead and make Clover here. I forgot they play these, but then also we're not going to board out the Elvish Mystics. It's just like, hey, if you have it and we have it, you get punished a little. Allowed to play their sideboard cards. I don't want to risk the Bunnycorn growing too big. It's fine for lands. I think I just get the Bunnycorn Giant. We'll do this now. The Bunnycorn Giant is just always gonna be like an amount for 1. They got converting things to play here. They haven't. Yeah. This is the Hogak element, which kind of lets them grind. Where they're gonna kind of like commit summaries to the board. We're gonna kill some stuff. Then they're gonna make a knight. Go get some more cards. They're currently tank over to pick up. 3 minutes better to. That's fine. We actually use extra Bone Crusher. This time we do actually need to kill the 4/4 pretty quickly. Let's do that. But then I want to cut off some of their other things. You just burn these now. Get rid of the Giant Killer because that can kind of do some weird stuff. I think we just also just... we'll take the one with power even though it's a bit weird. Alright. There we go. Urban Inspector. Lyrics will get you. Oh, Demolition. Do they have another Convoke creature? No. Okay. We can Beanstalk into Fable. I think is the plan. They could have a Recruiter though. So you don't want to just like finally commit everything. I'll get a blue source. So the token can block as well as. I guess the upside would be that we actually get to attack with the token. We get to attack with this to kind of force some things with the invasion, whereas the Fable doesn't get to do that. It just kind of sits here. They do have a Recruiter. We block one of the X2s to keep this alive. Yeah, no, we take some damage. I think this is right. Oh, this is like 1 turn too. They have double Recruiter. Like, this is just going to be correct because we double the creatures you have in play for free. And then I think we go Brankish Giant. Fable. There's a very, very small chance we get this Clover away, but ideally we do not have to do that. You see what the follow-up is. They have a Epic here. They've also got loads of red land. They do have another recruiter. Okay, so then yeah, we kind of just need to block something. Taking 5. Got a 2. Okay. I think we do just got a Lucky Clover. We do not have time to mess about now. We're also effectively at 1 with the with this. Did we put a way to gain life in the board? We have enough mana to do both of these things. That's a removal spell. A weird one. Yeah, we're putting like one more creature into play. How many lives? There are lives on 19. This feels bad. Chandra, grab. Banefire? Banefire is a removal spell, like I was saying before. We're effectively at 1 with the Epic here. White mana. We're looting. They're going to continue going wide. Again, we don't have any way to gain life here.
Enough talking. Let's do this.
-1 kill EC. This basically allows us to kill with Banefire next turn. The thing I'm worried about is actually whether we are... I may choose these targets to the copy. I don't want Giant Killer randomly tapping stuff down. I was like, we don't have to kill our Air Wishes, do we? No. No attacks. And then with Balefire... Oh no! Ah! We need to dodge it one time. Alright. Note to self, put a way to gain life in the sideboard somewhere. Like a Pulse of Morass to like gain 6 or something would be great. Alright, well that's a feels bad one. Okay, cool. Next match. Bring on more. Alright. Match number 3. I guess it's the second best of 3 match. This will probably be the last one. If it's super short, maybe not. There is a Gigantha here. It could, and their name is Goblin something, but hey. We are on the play. Again, we have an Elf start with Lucky Clover, so I feel pretty good about it. And we already have a Brankish Giant kind of loaded up for us, which we will take. We'll take. Yeah, really. We had lethal for the following turn. But yeah, they had the 1 point to finish it off. Yeah, something like a Pulse of Marassa, which any gain life effect. I'm not sure. I can't remember if this one's stapled to a adventure creature, but we want one we could take it for with Player Wishes. Ralgrin Triome. That sounds more like something full color or even creativity-ish. I'm gonna delay the Clover and just make a turn 2 Fable because It's one of the best cards in the format, and I feel like we should do that whenever possible. We start making treasure. It's like a ramp spell anyway. There it goes. I like what deck plays Lana or Elf Fable and also Rug colors. Yeah, there's gonna be some kind of 4-color nonsense pile. I'm gonna loot this away. Do everything else. Draw on extra Fables. I have a treasure. I may have a treasure. Like that. They might also think we're on some kind of Luca deck. Luca, the like 5-mana planeswalker that down ticks to basically turns a creature you have in play into a creature with a higher mana cost. So for example, if I have my deck full of 1-drops but then like some Atraxes, I can turn one of the 1-drops into an Atraxer. What about another Fable? I'm gonna cast a Lucky Clover, and this gives the game away a little bit. Let's see what they have. A Leyline Binding on the Clover or on a Fable. I'm gonna take the Clover away. Okay, okay. That is powerful magic, but we'll see what they've got. They have their own Fable the Mirror Breaker. Didn't know that we were stomping, but I guess they kind of do now. I don't think I want another Fable. Maybe I secretly do. Yeah, I think 2's a good number. Alright, this was not the draw that we were looking for. I'm gonna Beanstalk for a mountain. Please. There we go. So paranoid, I think they're on that. We'll stomp the token. I'll make some treasures. I'm gonna play this. We have some resources kind of backdated. They do have like a handful of cards, but they do have to be able to board at some point. It's possible they have something like a Deafening Clarion, or they might have something like a Temporary Lockdown, but that's less likely given the colours. Oh, interesting. That is Elemental Omnath. They'll likely have both Omnaths in their deck. Given that, I guess they like 4-color, 5-color elementals. Binding here on the Reflection in play. That makes sense. Stomping Ground, not feeling too great. They have the mana to be able to play like a Verdict next turn, but we have enough. I'm just gonna slam the brink. I'm just gonna slam this thing, keep the card in hand. Let's see what they've got. So it could be they have Omnath plus like fetch plus Fable Passage, which would be tough. They do an Omnath. They have a passage to kind of pop off with a bunch of mana. Oh, they have Broker's Hideout, which gives them the full. Well, no, it gives them the mana. So Hideout is land into the battlefield and get sacrificed. So you get the 1 trigger, you get the 2 triggers. Get the mana. They don't get the extra bonus one, but they do get to use that 4 mana straight away, of course. They're going to use it to make another Omnath, which then I believe deals damage to the number of elements you control, which is 2. I'm going to take our thing there. Okay, we are now in pretty big trouble. I'm going to play this so that we get a 6/6. We're kind of out of cards. We really need to draw a Beluna. I think this stack's okay. Would they double block with Omnath? Fortunately, Reflection can't copy either of these. They might have some other powerful elemental. Oh dear. They said, yeah, that's fine, which is the worst thing I could have. That's the nightmarish thing you don't want to hear. I'll say and. Then this also says whatever land it's battlefield. Oh, they have an LS now. Oh dear. Oh dear. 1 land counter. It's not land number 8, so they don't get this right. They do get to put counters on elementals you control. And they do get to add a bunch of mana. And now it's a Risen Reef with the Elesh Dawn. Oh dear. At some point we just concede, but this is kind of the this is the kind of matchup where we have the Iconocrypt in our deck for. So we're not dead yet. We in fact have lethal damage in play, we just need to draw this Iconocrypt. Oh, I'll draw the Fae of Wishes, and then somehow have enough mana. At the minute we have 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Need one more to do that. Oh, they can go off the Risen Reef again as well. Yeah, Risen Reef with Elesh Dawn is pretty busted. Deck is sweet. I can't remember which version of the. I definitely have a 4-color elementals with Elesh Dawn deck on the channel. I've also got a Beanstalk list, an Up the Beanstalk, 2 enchantment list with Omnath-y things as well, which is also pretty good. So do check those out if you're interested in this kind of stuff. Big proponent of the hideouts. Yeah. They can't do it that many more times, come on. Oh, the Breaker's Hideouts do also gain them life, which I'd forgotten about. Okay. I'm playing through this. If they get this bigger board against Temur. Well, we'll see. Iconocrypt again is our way to pick it up, but we're not going to have a oh, we do have a chance to do that here, actually. If we top deck exactly Fae of Wishes, I think we win the game. And now I need to discard. Alright, cool. So we have Fae of Wishes, we can like play our Crucible, make a Fae of Wishes for Iconocrypt, go to combat, attack all things, get the treasures here, and then Iconocrypt in combat. I think we have the mana for that. That's not quite what I was looking for. Doesn't quite get us where we want to be. They're at 9. Table, we can get back. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's rough. We're not going to be able to make it back from it. Yeah. Fae of Wishes was the good top deck. We didn't get that. I've conceded the game, but we're waiting on server. Alright. I'm going to restart this and see you in sideboarding. So, hey. I don't know if my concession went through or not, to be fair. There we go. Alright. Oh wait, hang on, this isn't loaded. Oh no. Oh, wait for it. Huh? Alright, well, we'll do this. So, they're going to bring in some early stuff anyway. This Iconocrypt is good. We don't have loads to really do here. We can bring in Mystical Dispute. That's about it. It's okay. Do you want to bring in these otters? The These. Some pretty awkward cards. I don't think we have time because they're a bigger deck than us. And they're gonna go over the top of us with Omnath, Elesh Dawn, Leyline Binding, all the big things that kind of take over the game in a way that we can't quite do. We're going a little smaller than that, but have a better like kind of early game. I think we trim down on the invasions, clear a bit slow if we can't really spend time flicking around with that. We do want Favour Wishes, we have good things we can tutor with still. To kind of help us fight through the moments even when they go bigger than us, getting Cyclonic in here. I kind of bring the Otters, partly because I just want to try them out, but then also, like, we can just beat them down. Feels pretty neat. And then, I think we maybe, like, trim a Beanstalk, trim a Beluna, cut some of the clunkiness, and... yeah... down one elf. Bring in any jumps. When they're good, they're good. I'm gonna cut a Branch Giant as well. Feels weird, but that's where we are. Wait, are we there still? Okay, nice. And we will play. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so we have. The problem is it doesn't do anything. I think we have to mulligan. We've got so many mana sources. So this is kind of like the other way around backwards, but we have Clover into Beanstalk. I think is fine, and then Beluna kind of. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna rely on this gang. I try and kind of hope this gets us there. If we draw the fourth land, with the Fable helps a bit, maybe. Depends what they'll have in their hand as well. They've got voice resurgence? Ew. Are you just trying to keep up early, or are they... Is this part of a plan? It's also possible that if we went Lucky Clover into Beanstalk, they just slammed the Lucky Clover earlier last game, we could have got there. We should have given them a 1-1 to be mana efficient now. If we stomp on their turn, they get stuff out of it. The Berkshire Giant's not really doing a ton else right now. Ah, voice and elemental. That is why. I literally have a video on the channel with elementals with voice resurgence, so I should not be complaining. So there's some options here. We can go Fable plus like start developing with Lustrate Beast, or we can cast Beluna. Still would like to get more stuff maybe. But also this will fill our hand up in a way that nothing else will. So let's see how this goes. Off the first one we get 2 Lustrate Beasts, and off the second one we get a Balloon and the 2 Otters. Alright. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Would have loved to see a Beanstalk Giant, I think about it, but here we are. They get to Risen Reef things. Which starts to get pretty dangerous. Fable Passage is nice too. Oh, okay. Oh wait, no. If they get a plane to, they can't actually Lucky Clover they can't actually bind Lucky Clover. They need 2 mana for it because they only have this many types. Alright, we drew. That's good. So let's go green, red, Beanstalk. So one of these... Oh, these both have to be green. We don't have, like, too many basics. We did mill some cards as well. We can even go cast Beluna, cast Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, we can't cast Beluna. We can do this, though. This will make all our creature hives even next turn. The issue maybe is that we don't have that much removal. Okay, so Omnath. They have a double crack land. Well, I get double drop land. Do they have a double land drop? Stable Passage will do it. I think they had a Leyline Binding. We got to do our thing, and maybe they can just go over the top of us straight away. That depends. If they slam Elishnorn again, we're in some trouble. But not not completely solved. And obviously, if we draw a Fae of Wishes now, when we've got Lucky Clover out and a bunch of mana, I feel pretty good about that. There's also a world where we just make an Elusive Otter with like 1,000,000 power. So they probably have some sweeps in their deck now. Oh, please. Nah, it's actually gone. Maybe? Oh, here we go. Oh, there's a bug. There's a visual bug on the screen. This is the other problem. If you disconnect to reconnect from Game Arena, you get like this, which is not cool. We don't actually have a blue in play right now. It's dead. We need to find a way to answer the Omnath. I think we just need to commit to answering it. It's pretty rough because they already have a like double Risen Reef in play. This is like a commitment to going double Vanquish to this thing. We'll be able to clear up this stuff later. We're at 9 too. Oh, we have to scout a bunch of cards. Are we 1, 2, 3? Oh, this got not. So this is go light. Why we left reef? Right, I'm gonna. While they're taking their turn, try and get this balloon off my screen. Okay. They dealt with a lot of other stuff. They have an Elishnorn. We took 5 off Omnath triggers because we got a new one. It's tough. We're actually at 16 cards on library as well. We don't have a way to deal with Elishnorn. We did draw a Lucky Clover. Good play. I think we go 1. Fortunately, we're not relying on anti-bad dodge effects, but they do duplicate all our opponents. Okay, we then need to play the board, so let's make a Luster Beast. Make tokens. And let's cast a balloon, I think. Try and use this to get back into the game. They're still super far behind, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, it's actually an ossification, isn't it? Not like that. So Escape to the Wilds is what we're kind of playing Beluna over. Rather than going on this like 4-card plan, we're playing Rug, being a bit more consistent, having a bit of our early game. Less reliant on the 4 colours. We mill through our... We did not mill through all of our whatchamacallums. They also have a Deafening Clarion actually, so we might just... They can clear all the 1/1s. If they play another creature, or 2 more creatures actually, they need to be big as well. Okay. Omnath. All the triggers happen. Have they played a land yet? I'm not... no. Oh, they've got Risen Reef, yeah, it doesn't matter. They get a million mana again. Backup Hellish Norn. Yeah, Omnath gets to shoot. Oh, Omnath can shoot players. Yeah, I forgot. That is lethal. That is very lethal. All right, well, that was a sweet game. And yeah, if you're interested in this Omnath deck, check out my video. And I'm gonna go to the post game. I'll do a bit of a wrap up. All right, here we are with the post game wrap up. Some interesting matches and some rough ones as well. Losing on 1 life versus mono red is tough. Not having some kind of life gain source on the sideboard might be a misstep. So I think what I was thinking of was Pulse of Marassa, which there we go. Oh, return target creature or land from a graveyard to its hand. You can buy back one of your adventures as well, but you gain 6 life, so it's a nice one to play. You don't want to pay something too expensive. I think 3 mana is probably a decent sweet spot, so you can play it for like 7 with Fair Wishes. Ideally, you kind of like done a bean something already. You could play a cheaper option, but this one has some utility as well in other matchups. The other problem that we saw was versus Omnath, where you're kind of just getting gone over the top of. They're doing bigger things than you in terms of being like going Omnath and then doing really powerful things of it, especially like the Elemental Shell in particular is meant to really just go all in over the top, like go off with Risen Reef, pop off that way, draw much cards, that stuff. Lucky Clover over into Beanstalk Giant is really nice, but the follow-up that we're doing is a little worse. So we're kind of slotting into that kind of like, we're doing bigger stuff than some decks, but not as big stuff as other decks. But we have this game plan where we get to go Fair Wishes for Cyclonic Rift to kind of make them pick up all that stuff, which I think is in principle pretty good. We just, there was that one game where we were like, alright, we've got them dead to Fair Wishes, so hey, maybe there. One of the issues, actually, I think, is that you don't want to play tons of these, because there are matches where it's kind of dead. And so, hey, I would like to play 3, but I'm not sure you can justify it. You're kind of at a bit of a weird point with where you want to play Invasion to find Clover and dig for your, like, payoff pieces, but you also want to have some number of Fair Wishes. And it's a case of, hey, what do we actually want to cut away here and trim? It might be, hey, you don't necessarily want to play all these Llanowar Elves, so I might try a build without them, but I think just kind of sacrificing turn 1 and having, like, Heart's Desire be your only turn 1 play isn't great, and so I like having the Elves. We could maybe cut down to 4, just make space for another Fae. That might be the way to go. So I consider trying that out. Yeah. Other than that, I am pretty happy with how the deck performed. Again, like, hey, I think Fair Wishes into Cyclonic Rift gets you out of some pretty interesting situations. The rest of the stuff here, you could play, one thing I also thought that we're lacking is some kind of sweeper here. In general, we're going to be playing to the board, right? We're going to have creatures in play, but having something like an Anger of the Gods style effect, or even a not Brotherhood's End, because we actually don't want to destroy all artifacts, but having an Anger of the Gods style thing, or Radiant Flames. Me trying to remember if Radiant Flames is on Arena. Might not be. It's not. Okay, well, Anger of the Gods, we'll say, as a nice, as like a way to just like go be able to pick up a sweeper with Fair Wishes. But again, I think it is fairly narrow, but something to consider. And we didn't really get to test out the Otter plan either. We didn't really play against Creativity, one of those super fast combo decks where we just need to use in. We boarded them in versus Omnath, we just didn't see them until far too late in the game, and then we drew like all of them off of Beluna, which is a bit awkward. The last thing I think to discuss is maybe how good Beluna is. You can see we're drawing a lot of cards, but we're not necessarily able to cast them. I think the Beanstalk Giant's still really doing a good job. Having another way to, or maybe just upping the land count by like 1, just to make sure we're playing a land every turn, or having some other way to kind of ramp us. There's some interesting options there, and things to think about. But I think the deck is pretty sweet. It is also, I guess, like, compared to the most powerful things you can do in Pioneer and Explorer, it is a little underpowered, and so sometimes you'll just get kind of raw power leveled out. Like, dealing with a Shoal Dread is kind of a little tricky without being able to just bounce it, things like that. I might try the 4-color version again. I did make a video on it just before Wilds of Eldraine came out, and so I could try that with Beluna. I think that could be quite good. Mainline Binding is just such a versatile card, as we kind of saw in the 4-color matchup there. That's something worth looking at as well. But hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Deck is sweet. Some room for improvement, I think. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. If you did, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, share around, and peace out. Have a great day.